When winter comes, when a winter comes, when the winter comes, when winter comes.
Mini English lessons.
Do you know when to use a or an? We use them before singular countable nouns. For example, an apple. But a bigger question. Do you know when not to use a or an? Sometimes when you translate from your language, you might add a or an where English doesn't. In today's mini English lesson, we're going to look at 5 categories where you don't use indefinite articles. By the way, that's a and an. Category number 1. We don't use indefinite articles before seasons. For example, winter, spring, summer, autumn. In summer, all I really do is eat ice cream and complain about the weather. Category number 2. We don't use a or an before meals, like breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Should we go out for dinner tonight? I'm thinking pizza. Category number 3. We don't use a or an when we talk about forms of transportation with the preposition by. My car broke down and I really don't want us to miss that party, so we'll just have to go by train. In that sentence, train is the form of transportation. It is preceded by the preposition by, and therefore we don't have a in the middle. Category number 4. We don't use a or an with institutions when we're using them for their regular purposes. For example, he had a really bad accident, but luckily he's now recovering in hospital. We didn't use a or an here because he's in the hospital recovering. He's not visiting, he's not a doctor. If the institution is not being used for its purpose, you would add a or an before it. For example, did you know that this car chase scene was shot in a hospital? Category number 5. We don't use articles in news headlines because they want to grab your attention, and when there's too many words, it can feel cluttered. Cat sneaks into luggage, travels across country. Parrot orders pizza, surprises owner. So there you go. Those are 5 categories where we don't use a or an. Seasons, meals, transport with the preposition by, institutions when they're used for their purposes, and news headlines.
We've just had some breaking news. Here's Shireen Magdi with a live update. Shireen, over to you.
Thank you, Neshma. British Council's mini English lesson hit 1 billion subscribers on YouTube this week. Hold on, please. I'm getting updates. We're getting hundreds more after the, indefinite article mini English lessons episode. Well done. I'll be back in a couple of minutes with an updated count. It's going crazy.